Hello, and welcome to the Tekken School 5th episode. And today we're going to finally talk about attacking your opponent. So we talked about all sorts of theory, how you move, how you kind of like notate, and now it's time to start talking about how you attack. And we're going to start with highs today. In Tekken, there are 3 basic types of moves. We have highs, mids, lows, and there's a lot of special properties like armor, unblockable, homing. Don't worry about these now, we'll learn about them later. First, we're going to start talking about highs. Highs are generally the fastest buttons you have in the game. Usually, for most characters, outside of like a few exceptions, your 1 and 2 buttons are going to be 10 frame startup, and we already learned about frames, so we know this means it takes 10 frames for them to come out to become active. So these are usually your fastest buttons, right? So you'll use them a lot to kind of poke at your opponent. Highs can be blocked standing, and they also whiff on crouching. So if our opponent will be crouching, you'll see that highs, they do not work. They just go over him. So why do you use highs? What's the point of highs if they can be blocked while standing, but also you avoid them when crouching? Well, highs are generally fast pokes, so they're good at interrupting your opponent. They're also good at establishing your pressure, because let's say, for example, your jabs often will be +1, right? So you have a lot of moves that will be plus. They could be string starters that kind of like used to frame trap people, or they could even be launchers that are safe. So a lot of launchers in this game are unsafe, but for example, here this is a Fang move forward 4, and it's a safe high launcher. So when we say safe, of course, we mean that it is less than -10, which is our fastest button. So even if somebody blocks it, it's safe. They can't hurt you. So highs, generally fast buttons, they have usually like some extra properties, and the reason they have all these like perks to them is because when you crouch them, they could be punished. So let's say Kazuya over here will be crouching and I whiff something like this in his face, he can punish me with like a while standing move, like maybe it would even launch me. So highs have their risks, but also have a lot of perks to them. So that's why we use highs. Today's homework is to go to your character, whatever that is, find out your jab string, what jabs do you use, right? So like for Feng, for example, you got like this is a jab string, this is a jab string, this is a jab string, right? So find out 1 or 2 jab strings that you have that start at 10 frames, right? So that's homework number 1. Homework number 2 is find a high launcher, okay? Okay, for example, Fang is this. Now, not all characters have those. If you don't have a launcher, okay, I want you to find a very damaging move that is a high. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a launcher, but I want it to be something damaging, something that leads to a knockdown. Okay, so go ahead, look at your character's moves, find the highs, and I'll see you in the next video where we talk about mids.